For example, I try to avoid, and I know a lot of people try to avoid using the term loved one, because not everybody loves the relative that they're traditionally supposed to love. So I try to use the term family member instead. So if you're one of those people who assumes that, why aren't the kids doing more? Well, there could be good reasons for that. And, that's the time to maybe mind our own beeswax and not make those assumptions and look for other ways to solve the problem. Another assumption is that old people need to sleep more, and it's okay to have a nap or to spend most of your time in a chair or in bed because you're old. I hate that one, and it's not true. In fact, the opposite could be true. So, I've read some studies that people who tend to sleep more, like more than 9 hours, could be at higher risk for some medical conditions as they get older. It's also true that people can get deconditioned by spending a lot of time in bed or in a chair. I see a lot of people who are spending 18 or 20 hours a day kind of lying or sitting down, and then they're having falls and becoming weak when they do get up to move. So, that's a myth that I would just love to kick to the curb. It's good to stay active at every age. And just because a person turns a certain age on the calendar doesn't mean that it's time to slow down and to stop. It's important to keep moving and find different ways of doing it.
I actually love this one. I actually preach this as well. I think health is wealth. And as we know about the human body, it's use it or lose it. And it doesn't matter that you're 60 years old, 70 years old. This can happen at 40, 30, and 20. Many of us party in our 20s, and then we kind of relax in our 30s, and then we become less active in our 40s. And then we start developing these issues, lower back pain, knee pain, and we think it's just because of old age. But once again, we're just not active. Your body is built for movement. So the more that you sleep, the more that you sit in your chair, the less activity that you use, your body signals, hey, we don't need to move. So why are we doing this? We don't need to move, so we're not going to do anything. And all those systems start to shut down. But when you stay active, you go walking, or maybe you go gardening, or maybe you spend some time with some family, your body says, hey, we need this energy. Let's create more. Let's get up and let's do something. I believe everyone should have some form of movement in their younger age and in their older age. So I love this myth, and I think this myth needs to go out the window that older people need to relax. But what happens is we have this idea that retirement means a permanent vacation where we don't have to work, or we don't have to move, we don't have to exercise, we don't have to do anything. Unfortunately, that is not the truth. And this doctor actually says this, is that we actually probably need to improve our movement. Many years we're probably stuck behind a desk, maybe traveling in our car back and forth to different cities as we were professionals. But now we actually need to be more intentional about our movement, because once again, health cost is going to be the greatest threat to your wealth. Because what's the point of making $2 million if you're spending $1 million in long-term health care, or you're constantly getting new medications or new surgeries to heal the problems that you could have prevented by being more active? And it just compounds more as you stay more sedentary in your life. But on the other side, as a financial advisor, I do want to say you still need rest. Don't sleep only 4 hours a day trying to be hyperactive. Your body does need rest and recovery on a day-to-day basis. But sleeping 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, yes, that can be very detrimental. Anything in excess can be very terrible for your bodily system. So everything in moderation, growth, progressive overload, that is going to improve your health, and it's going to help circulate the blood and get you going. And once again, give you that spice of life.